Eric, ¿tú sabías que solo el 2% de toda el agua que existe en este planeta es potable? Solo el 2%. Y de esa cantidad no toda es apta para consumo humano. Realmente esta es una realidad muy compleja y que diferentes países se enfrentan de diferentes maneras.
Probablemente mucha gente no comprende qué significa un 2% en el agua cuando más del 60, casi el 70% del planeta está conformado por agua, cuando el cuerpo humano en su mayoría es agua. Y cuando la gente entienda la importancia de este 2% de agua potable es cuando recién se da cuenta que hay que desarrollar estrategias inteligentes para cuidarla. Se habla mucho sobre programas del cuidado del agua, pero realmente empresas, personas en particular, están desarrollando estrategias para cuidar el agua. Nosotros tenemos una experiencia muy agradable para compartir en base a estos criterios.
Se trata del gobierno de Sudáfrica que ha desarrollado un programa. El programa se llama Working for Water y nos hablará la persona encargada de este programa de cómo en Sudáfrica se están desarrollando programas para el cuidado del agua. Diferentes proyectos para tratar de cuidar aquel elemento vital y que va a ser un elemento que va a implicar al planeta entero dentro de muy poco.
El director de este programa sudafricano es Christo Marais, es una autoridad reconocida mundialmente, que primero trae una experiencia de vida fantástica, sugiero que lo escuchen. Hoy es lo que vamos a ver, conocer su experiencia de vida. Y luego vamos en una nueva nota, en un nuevo programa, vamos a desarrollar con él todos los detalles en profundidad que este programa está siendo llevado a todo el mundo para que se extraiga lo mejor del mismo. Por lo tanto, escuchemos la experiencia del señor Marais.
My name is Christo Marais. I'm the Director of Operations for the Working for Water, Working on Fire and Working for Land programs aimed at restoring natural resources and supplying jobs and training to poor people in the country. As I've said, I'm responsible for the operations, the Director for Operations for Working for Water. The Working for Water program is aimed at clearing invasive alien plants that spread and suppress our natural vegetation in the country. Working on Fire is aimed at integrated veld and forest fire management and protecting natural resources in the process, grazing, firewood, and livelihoods of people in rural areas. In 1994, after our first democratic elections, our then President Nelson Mandela developed the Reconstruction and Development Program. Now this program is aimed at creating jobs. We've got a major unemployment challenge in South Africa, and that program was aimed at creating jobs for rural communities. That Reconstruction and Development Program evolved into the expanded public works program, and in this program we employ people to do natural resource restoration in these rural areas in order to improve ecosystem services such as watershed services. And so the people's livelihoods are being improved by being given job opportunities where they live to the benefit of society. Our programs is aimed at not only at doing the work, but also building the capacity of rural communities. Now, your question is, how do we do that? We've got a training program when an individual from a community comes into the program. They go through an induction program where they are being told not only what to do. They're not only being trained to do their work right, but also why they're doing the work. You know, like in South Africa, invasive alien trees have got a negative impact on water resources, on productive potential of land, and on biodiversity and ecosystem services. And these workers, or the beneficiaries, then are then being taught what are the impacts of what they do on the productive potential of land, biodiversity, and water security. Between the three programs, around 30,000 people is benefiting from the program per year, and Since 1995, we've created in the order of about 18 million person days of employment for rural people. I think to a large extent the success of our program and our programs have been given international exposure, and I think a large extent of that exposure can be ascribed to the fact that we've always had national level support from the President to the Minister of Water Affairs. We had political support at that level, which I think for a program like ours is incredibly important. President Mandela, when he was still president and until recently when he scaled down his activities, he was the patron-in-chief of the Working for Water program. With regards to current political support, our government, our president in his State of the Nation address in April highlighted 5 priority areas, which included we've got a crime problem in the country, we've got an education problem in the country, we've got a health problem in the country, we've got job creation and rural development, and we have the presidential support in the fields of rural development and job